Welcome to the show. My name is Randy, and I am here to talk about our favorite reality TV shows. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I hope you've been doing great. I have been doing great. I've been seeing so many good movies. I saw Good Luck, Don't Die, Have Fun, Wuthering Heights, bitch. Oh my god, that movie, those movies were all good. I am in love. I've always been in love with Jacob Elordi, but God, am I ever more so in love with him? Even though he killed Margot Robbie in Wuthering Heights when he married that girl. Um, God, what a sad story, but it was so good. Spoiler alert! So this is the big week. Traitors is ending. Survivor 50 is starting. House of Villains is starting. Scream 7 is coming out. This is a big week coming up. And I am so excited. I am overwhelmed. That's how excited I am. The Traitors finale. 4 huge things happening this week. And I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to eat for breakfast. So I love the Scream movies. And obviously I'm excited for this new one coming out. I can't believe Scream 7. It seems as crazy as it sounds. A lot of the times when I bring it up to people that aren't as obsessed as it with me, they're like, Scream 7. It's like, it sounds silly. It sounds outrageous. But coming off of the last 2 movies and the revival involving Jenna Ortega and that actress from the Yellow Jackets, and of course Melissa Barrera, I'm excited. And if the Scream fandom was based off of me, everything is coming up Randy. I'm excited. This is the time to be a Scream fan because, you know, like I said with the last 2 movies, they really did revive the franchise. And now coming into this one, it's like, oh my god, what are they gonna do? What kind of fun are we in for? Because I loved Scream 5, the first movie that revived the series, and I loved Scream 6 even more. And of course there was all of that ugly stuff with them firing Melissa Barrera and then Jenna Ortega leaving the project. So it's like, and then there was a whole thing of Neve Campbell from Scream 6. She wasn't in Scream 6 because they wouldn't pay her what she's worth. And so now she's back this movie. You know, so it just puts us in a weird space as a fandom where it's like, okay, are Jenna and Melissa gonna come back next Scream? Like, that would be amazing. And it's just crazy to think about it like that, and to think of the legacy, and to think of this movie. But which movie? There's 7 of them now. And I just love that. I love that it is stacking up to all of those other classic horror movies like Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, you know, a lot of people talk about like Chucky and Ghostface being in that category, and they totally are. But I think that the 4th one for me would be Ghostface. And the fact that we're getting more and more movies, more and more content, it's just building up that repertoire, that not repertoire, that catalog, that the whole franchise, the entire series, it's making itself what it is. So I'm very excited. I am going to see the movie on Thursday, and I can't wait. And I heard that they're gonna have a Scary Movie 6 trailer with it, so that is gonna be bananas, and I cannot wait. Obviously, the day before this, Survivor 50 is going to premiere. Survivor motherfucking 50, folks. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit hyped. I'm a little bit excited. And I am going to do a completely different video about Survivor 50. But obviously, I'm going to be covering the season. But I'm going to put out a video before the premiere this Wednesday. And I don't know what the video is going to be, but it's going to be something about this season coming up. I can't, I don't even know where to go in on with Survivor, other than the fact that there are so many people playing that I want to see play again, that even if they get voted out the first episode, I'm still gonna have more people. I don't think they will. I hope they won't. But you never know with Survivor. And of course, this Wednesday, the day before Scream, the season premieres with a 3-hour premiere. Sadly, it is not a 3-hour, 1-episode premiere. It is essentially 2 episodes that we normally get of Survivor, which is an hour and a half each. So we are going to see 2 castaways get eliminated. So even if that were to happen and say Devins and Chrissy got voted out the first 2 rounds, I would still have Angelina and Christian in there that have been super hyped and I am super invested in. Like, those 4 definitely are my top 4 people that I am invested in this season. Other than that, I mean, but that's not the end. That's my top 4, baby. Going off of that, obviously Aubrey is in the mix. Golly, who else is in the mix? Suri, Ozzy, Coach. And then even from the newer eras, I'm really excited to see Q, Camilla, Genevieve, Charlie, Tiffany. It's just gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm excited to see Jenna. I'm excited to see Colby. I'm excited to see everyone pretty much this entire season. Even some players that I normally would not be excited about, like Jonathan or Joe. I'm excited to see them. I want to see what they can do. And I want to see how they interact with this caliber of cast. What an episode. I loved this episode of the Traitors. God, I think Rob has been doing such a great job. Spoiler alert, he makes it out of this episode alive, not without gaining a lot of suspicion, and it gets messy. But, you know, I do love Rob. I love everything he's doing, but I so want him to get caught. I would die if Eric is the traitor that wins at the end of the season. And we don't have long to wait. The finale is this week. But yeah, Eric and Rob survived this episode. At the very beginning of the episode, we see the aftermath of the murder. And I was right. I was so right. I called it, and it was 100% based off of the reaction of the people as they're showing them do their Jack in the Box. Like, I could tell Kristen would not have that reaction unless she got murdered. There's no way she would have had that big of a reaction. And sadly, I was right. They murder Kristen because of how hot she is onto Eric. And ironically enough, no one really suspects him of that murder. There really isn't any talk about that. So we get the breakfast scene where they find out that Kristen is the one that's murdered. Before that, Moira is talking about how there's no way Rob can be a traitor and how she will be floored. She would just be so shocked. She would die if he is a traitor. If she finds out at the end that he's a traitor. It's like, well, get ready to die, Moira, because he's a traitor. And it's so funny. And I just am curious what they're building up to and why. Like, they're putting this in for a reason. Is it because Moira will have egg on her face and she will get blindsided and Rob will take the money at the end? Or, and this is a big or, this is me grasping for straws. Will she get her head on straight and banish Rob with Tara and Johnny before the very end of the game? I think this would be such a stretch, and I still could see it, but it's a very, very big stretch in my very, very big imagination to see this. But I mean, fingers crossed. This season has not let me down. I take that back. Because even in today's episode, we lost Kristen and then the person that gets banished. I'm so sad. I'm so disappointed, but I love their game. You guys know who it is, by the way I'm talking. It's Natalie Anderson. I absolutely love Natalie. I am enamored with Natalie from her. Really, I only know her from Survivor. I've never seen her in The Amazing Race. I've never seen her really in any other reality TV competition TV show. Just this one, The Traitors, and Survivor. So you can understand why I am in love with the woman. And was so crushed to see that Rob was able to turn it around on her. Because the whole episode, she has Tara backing her up. She has Johnny backing her up. This dynamic duo. And they even kind of come up with their own conclusions themselves and meet with Natalie. And they kind of all come together with their suspicions of Rob. And so when Natalie brings this up at the round table, it's like Tara just abandoned her. And Johnny included. And it wasn't even just necessarily when Natalie brought this up, but it was also like Rob's defense of it. Tara and Johnny really were not headstrong in that. They were very susceptible to what Rob had to say. And I think that more so than Natalie, even just that little bit of doubt, and then to get into Tara's head and for her to say that out on the round table, crush Natalie. I know it crushed Natalie because, as she said, even then, they all came together with their suspicions of Rob. And now it's like she's changing her tune. Like, there were just so many things said about Rob being a traitor, specifically from Tara and Johnny, that it is like crazy that they changed their minds going into the round, or like during the round table. I felt so bad for Natalie. So she was banished. Of course, she's not a traitor. And Mark has like a very big reaction and he flips his little chalkboard over. And we're getting a lot more from Mark this episode. And it's really sad because I don't see any reason why we shouldn't have been getting more of him earlier in the season. We got nothing of the guy. And then he's here, and now it's like all of a sudden, okay, we're gonna give you something from him. It's just this is odd. It's very odd. Um God, I mean, even he was trying to verify with Rob, like, I need you to tell me you are not a traitor. And he was really digging in, but the issue is that he believed Rob. And I really wholeheartedly believe that had Tara and Johnny backed Natalie up at the round table and stood their ground with what they were saying throughout the whole day, they could have convinced Mark to vote for Rob. Granted, that would have been a tie. It would have been 4-4. Still, it would have. I'm grasping for straws so Natalie will survive. Because, I mean, I love Natalie. Obviously, I wanted her to win. She made it so far in the game. And I mean, really, at this point, I think the person that I do want to win the most is Rob, because he's played such an amazing trader game. He's just been really, really good this season, and he even talks about the difficulty and the toll that the lying is taking on him during this episode. So he deserves it. He has really just snowed the other people in the game. No one ever really suspected him